So a true elixir of youth would be a drug that would help the body's defenses in its war against free radicals. At the Buck Institute, they have tested just such a drug. This brown powder is a synthetic catalytic scavenger, or SCS for short. It may be the elixir of youth. It's a powerful antioxidant. At the Institute, they wanted to know if SCS would destroy free radicals in the cells of living animals. Dr. Meloff decided to test it out on the nematode worm. He invited worm expert Dr. Lithgow from Manchester to assist in his research.
The particular nematode we study has real advantages for aging. It has a 20-day lifespan, really short, and that allows us to do lots of experiments. And that 20-day lifespan encapsulates the whole of the complex biology we see in ourselves. So we have the whole of the life history in 20 days.
The test was simple. One group of worms would get the drug, the other group would be left untreated. It was then just a question of waiting and watching.
Myself and my colleagues who were undertaking these experiments were coming into the lab each day and looking down a microscope at these animals, and we would have a well of treated animals alongside a well of untreated animals.
A young nematode worm is small and active. As they age, they get bigger and slow down. When they stop moving altogether, you know they're dead.
You could tell that the treated animals were doing a lot better. They were fertile, they were behaving as normal, they just looked more youthful.
The worms on the left were treated with the free radical scavenging drugs. They stayed young and vigorous, while the untreated worms on the right grew older and much slower.
And, you know, the worm's eye view, you can just imagine these guys looking through the plastic wall at the chaps in the next well dying because they hadn't been treated with the drug. It's a really dramatic effect.
The treated worms lived way beyond their normal 20 days. Some more than doubled their lifespans.
Normally we're used to very small changes in lifespan when we're trying to deal with a compound, and suddenly here was something that was having a very dramatic and large effect on the lifespan of the animal, and that was quite unheard of.
This was the first time anyone had shown that a drug could dramatically increase the lifespan of an animal.
Looking at the increase of survival of the nematodes, I remember just being astonished and just being literally blown away by the implications of this. Here it was, we had a drug which we had demonstrated that it extended the lifespan of a multicellular organism. The implications were that it would do the same thing in mammals, and we're currently very interested in evaluating that.
They are now trying the drug on mice, and early signs are that it is having an effect. Further down the line, they hope to test this drug, or one like it, on humans. But do we really want to live longer? One fear is that radically increasing lifespan will lead to overpopulation. Yet history suggests otherwise. In most wealthy countries, birth rates are actually falling, even though life expectancy has nearly doubled in the last 100 years. But it's not just prolonging life that interests Meloff. It's the idea that in the future we could stay young longer.
Everyone is just starting to understand how the world works, and all of a sudden your body starts failing you. And so how much better would it be if that weren't to happen, and you could use the accumulated wisdom throughout your lifetime to good effect instead of having your faculties fail?
It's very unlikely there will be a single solution to the problem of aging. Better drug treatments, replacing failing organs, even manipulating genes may all play a part. These technologies are in their infancy, But technology has a way of exceeding expectations.
I can imagine what's going to come next, and the only thing that I'm willing to say is that it's going to surprise us. That the things we think are impossible today are not going to be impossible in the future, which is why I know that by the end of the 21st century, we're going to be able to completely manipulate what it means to be a human being.
The new science of genetics promises to change our world beyond all recognition. Whether it's for better or for worse will not be decided by science, but by society. Knowing how to build a human may ultimately be less important than what we do with that knowledge.